Hello, my darlings. We're back. Let's first get to business. If you've watched any of my episodes or if you like this one, please like and please subscribe because I'm going to be uploading every day with new little bits of banter about all of our reality TV shows, okay? Today, we're going to go over Love Island USA episode 11 and 12. Online, 12 is technically After Sun, but this is the 12th episode. Yeah, let's get into it. This is Bits of Banter with Antoinette. Starting with episode 11. Miguel, I don't know what's going on, but him and Liv are talking, and he's giving all these like Confucius type of phrases. I was like, you are not what's the word for it? You are not a philosopher.
Life is a bowl of mysteries, and we do not know what tomorrow shall bring.
Right.
All we can do is just enjoy them now.
I was like, he just keeps saying all these things. I'm like, what is going on, dude? He just wants to get to know Nicole more already. It's kind of annoying. He is putting a lot of riz on Nicole, which I don't know what's going on with that. Like I don't know if he's already over Liv, but he definitely seems to be putting more effort into Nicole than he is into Liv. Then Jonna and Hakeem are talking. Jonna doesn't really seem to really be that into Hakeem, which I don't blame her. I'm not that into Hakeem. I mean, it's not for me, but there's something about Hakeem that's just kind of annoying.
Now that I think like it's something I have, I don't want it anymore. I don't want to like kiss and touch him in bed.
You don't have to.
I just like hate his skinny jeans. Let me preface this by saying I'm ill and I'm sick. He's too nice. And his jeans are really tight. I don't like him anymore. Oh God, what have I done?
What did I say last time? That Leah was not that into Connor. That Connor was just more of a placeholder for her, which is what it was giving. And then already she couples up with him. Last night they got coupled up. Now she's a couple with Connor. And she's already saying, I don't like him. I don't like his skinny jeans. His jeans are too skinny. I'm just like, Leah, girl, already? Then they pull over Janae to come talk. And she ends up telling her, she's like, I don't like him. And Janae's cracking up because she's like, I knew this was going to happen. I knew it. And Connor already is treating Janae like absolute crap. And what did I say? He's going to get his comeuppance. And he is. So I don't feel bad for him. He has been so rude to our girl Janae. Okay, Connor? You've been so rude to her. For what? And for what? Like for nothing. It's giving, I don't know what it's giving, but it's giving rude. It's giving unnecessary. Sharina is so real for this. She ends up saying, I'm just going to have to show you this clip because it's so funny.
Leah likes to be with somebody who gives her that, oh my God, is he going to leave me tomorrow? I don't know why she likes that. She likes drama. She likes the trouble. She don't like safe and secure.
Which, Leah, we need to work on that, okay? We need to like people that like us. Like, we don't need to love toxicity, okay? That's something that my girl needs to work on. Leah, we need to work on that, okay? Okay. And Aaron and Kayla are just so cute. I don't know. That's what I wrote in my note. Aaron and Kayla are so cute. They really obviously like each other. They're really closed off at this point. They only want to talk to each other, which I love that for them. Serena and Cordell look like they're really getting along. And I'm just really hoping that she likes him and I am getting the feeling that she does. It is kind of giving that right now, but I'm just hoping that that's real. And we get to the next day. Okay. And Leah is really turned off from Connor. She's already pretty much that night. Okay, let's go back actually. That night before bed, she tells him, she's like, I just get really hot when I sleep. I just get really...
I'm telling you, I get hot at night. I can't snuggle you all night.
I won't.
I get really hot.
I'm glad you're not.
And I can just see in her face, we've all been there. We've all been there. When there's a guy who likes us, he's like trying to touch us a little bit, and we're just like, oh, cringe. And it's not that there's anything cringe about this person. It's just for some reason you just aren't into it. And Leah's just trying to set up all the breadcrumbs of like, I don't like you. I don't like you. She's like, I get really hot when I sleep, so like don't try to cuddle me all night. I was like, oh girl. She's really like, please don't touch me. And then the next day, she and Connor go off onto the deck. I'm like, girl, that girl on that deck. But whatever. She goes onto the deck and she's like, I'm just not really a touchy person. You know, I don't want you to think I don't like you, but I'm just not really a touchy person.
How you feeling?
Yeah, like I just didn't want you to think like I'm like, oh no, like me personally, I'm not like a really like touchy person. It's just like it is how I am.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know, I'm feeling a bit iffy this morning. I feel really bad about the whole situation, but I just like last night told him like I get really hot and sweaty. Just please don't cuddle me. It's just too soon. He's so nice and he's the guy that I should want, but it's like I need a little bit of like a you're going to send me to the psych ward, and it's just not giving that.
And we're pretty much what I'm thinking and what we're all thinking is like, you just don't like him, okay? Stop coming up with these excuses for him not to touch you. You just aren't into him, which is okay. It's okay, Leah. But I don't think she wants to be alone. So she keeps saying things like that instead of, I do think the more mature thing would be for her to say, I'm not into you. That would be the more mature thing. Well, she's not doing that. So we cut to Andrea and Rob talking, and they kind of give me the ick. He's pretty much telling her, I don't know. They are cute together, but they're definitely already closed off. I don't know what. I honestly don't really see the connection between them, but there's obviously something there for them. And Miguel is really still putting it on thick for Nicole. Like, I'm just like, what? He's saying that she's the girl that he really wants to get to know the most. And like, just being like, you know, I don't want to say it, trying to be coy, but like, and she's like, oh, I already know it. You don't have to say it. It just feels disrespectful. And I don't know why. I mean, he just coupled up with Liv. Obviously, he can still get to know as many people as he wants, of course. But it just feels really like he's putting it on really thick for her. And he should just go ahead and tell Liv that I'm just not interested in you. I like Nicole, but he's not going to do that. He's not going to do that. And Kendall is really jealous of him at this point. And Nicole's feeling that. She's like, I feel like he is just always on me. Since Miguel came in, it's like he's pretty much like pissing on me. He's like trying to mark his territory, which isn't a good look. It's not a good look, Kendall. If she's not really yours, she's not really yours. You know, you guys haven't been coupled up that long. So now the next scene is we have the Fire Festival Challenge, which is basically the couples have to go and they're wearing these weird glasses that makes it so that like they have a hard time seeing. The guy part of the couple is going to try to direct the girl to a cupcake. So then she has to lick it. Then he directs her to the cake where then she has to pick it up and try to like get him to eat it. Then they go to a cup or something and that gives pretty much a burn and they have to pick the couple that it describes. And then they go into this selfie booth where all this slime comes, where they have to find this phone in this like toilet that splashes out gross. Honestly, it's gross. It's gross. So they get the phone, then they have to stand and take a selfie while slime is coming down, and then they pretty much have to hump each other on the floor. I don't know. It was honestly, it was a really weird challenge. It was a really weird challenge. So we start with Connor and Leah. And Connor is still throwing so much shade. What is this about? What did Jonna do to you? What did she do to you? I just don't get it. So their cup that they have into saying, what couple would you not want to be stuck with in a desert with? They throw the drinks on Hakeem and Jana, which I'm like, so rude. I don't get what that's about. Then Serena and Cordell went, which as their couple. And the cup that they got was, which couple is the most toxic? And they threw it at Connor and Leah. And you know what? Because Serena has Jana's back. And she's like, well, because of the way that you've been treating my girl Jana. That's why I'm throwing on you guys are. And Leah was so upset about this. She's like, so after Serena and Cordell were done, they go up to the bleachers and Leah is like, so what was that about? I thought you were my girl. Like, why'd you throw it on me? And I just have to show you this because
I have a question.
Yeah.
So you're my girl. What was that?
I know exactly. I'm your girl, so I know you like that toxic shit.
So what about this shit? Huh?
Oh, we're real.
Are you?
Ladies, PPG, let's get along.
Coming from you?
why are you throwing so much shade on my girl? Why are you like, Connor, come on. Let's talk. Why are you being rude? Why are you being such a dick to her? Why? She's done nothing to you. She's liked you. And she's honestly not even being that like intrusive into this relationship with you and Leah, but you just keep coming after her. Why are you doing that? It's so rude. So I get why Serena threw that drink on him, because you have been so rude to Janae. And this doesn't end. In this scene, he does more. I'm like, I don't understand what's going on. And so then they sit down. And so Liv and Miguel next. And the cup that they get is, which couple is faking it till they make it? And Liv throws it on Hakeem. She throws both drinks on Hakeem. Miguel just stands to the side. She's like, I'm not involved. And then she looks at Janae. She's like, but not you, my girl. Which I'm like, I love that. Liv is always standing for her girls. Liv is the epitome of a girl's girl. I love a girl's girl. I mean, she can be a bit messy. Okay. Livy, you can be a bit messy, but you know what? I'm okay with it because you are a real girl. You stand up for your girls. She always has her girls back. And you know, when we'll get to that, but later on, she proves that even more. But she doesn't like Hakeem because Hakeem treated her badly. We all saw that argument of him trying to be like, there's all these things for you to work on. What are you talking about? Like, he couldn't handle a strong woman. And then Hakeem and Liv are kind of going back and forth, and Hakeem's being like, what did he say? And he just can't let it go. And Janae's like, what did I tell you about arguing with women? Which I'm like, good. Like, yeah, you shouldn't be doing that. Let it go. And he's like, oh, I'm not arguing with anybody. You are, dude. You are. Like, take a million breaths, okay? Take a million breaths, sit back, and stop this pettiness, okay? Then it's Kaylor and Aaron's turn. And the cup that they get is, which couple is most likely to burn out first? They throw it on Connor and Leah. Guys, not you guys now make me feel a little bit bad for Connor. And not that much. Okay? Not that much, but a little bit. I feel a little bit bad for him because he doesn't realize that Leah doesn't like him. He does not know that. Everybody else, the whole world, and everyone in the villa know that, but he doesn't. So I do feel like how much? Like there's a little bit of space between this, okay? There's a little bit of space between this finger. That's how bad I feel, okay? That's it. That's all you're going to get, boo. So she threw it on Connor and Leah, and they were saying that, and Leah's like, but why? Like, why? And she's like, well, because in the beginning, Connor, you should have coupled up with Leah in the beginning because you didn't like Janae instead of putting our girl through that. And Janae's like, exactly. Janae has something to say for all of these things. I'm kind of living for it. And then she said that, and it feels like, and then Janae's like, and doesn't it already feel like they're already burned out? And she's like, yeah, and that's also it. It doesn't feel like you guys are really like each other. And then Leah asked, well, who do you think is like faking it? And Leah says, I think he really likes you, but I think you're faking it. I think you're done with it. Guys. At this point, no, it's like, so we're just not trying to spare Connor's feelings at all. Like, we just don't really care. I mean, I'm just trying to make sure that we're all on the same page. Like, but nobody cares about this man's feelings. Nobody gives a crap, which I'm like, hey, cool, but it's savage. It's savage. You are literally, Kayla's the first one to tell him. Kayla's the first one to tell him that Leah doesn't care. And Leah just laughs. Connor looks, he's like, wow, this is a fun game. And then Janae and Hakeem go. And they get the cup that they get is, which couple is the most annoying? And they throw it all on Connor. This man cannot get a break. Okay? This man cannot get a break. And you know what? I'm not mad at it. But I just feel bad for him. I felt a little bad for him. So then after the challenge, Connor pulls Leah and he's like, he's trying to be mature. And he's like, so this challenge was a little rough. And he said something that we didn't get to hear, which I wish we had. But he's like, so Janae said that she was my collateral damage and now I'm yours. So like, is there any truth to that? Do you not like me? You know, like, please just let me know. And Leah just lies to this man's face, just straight up lies to this man's face. And again, this is the part with Leah that I'm like, girl, just tell him that you're not that into him. But she's not going to, because she wants a placeholder. And he's placeholding really well because he literally cannot see that this girl just cannot stand him. But in the confessional, she's like, he's just too mature for me. And I'm like, I'm not going to argue with you, girl. I'm not going to argue with you, girl. But she also said she's still hurt over Rob. And there's a part of her brain that's like still hurt over Rob. And the other part of her brain is just waiting for another bombshell to come in. And, you know, just like I said before, the whole world understands that. The whole world knows that Connor just is the only one who's not aware that you aren't into him. And I just feel like she should just tell him, but you know, whatever. Janae was right. He is the collateral damage for Leah now. And he made Janae collateral damage before. And Kendall's really getting upset about, so now, you know, everyone gets cleaned up and Miguel is still going over to talk to Nicole. Kendall's still he's getting really butthurt about this. He really can't handle it. And Miguel again tells Nicole, they're at the deck, and he tells Nicole that he likes her the most. And then they kiss. And it did look good. It did look like a sexy kiss. And he says that he feels like, what did Miguel say? Miguel says that he feels like Liv and him have a lot in common and that they have a lot of sexual chemistry, but he feels like it's basically, that's all they have is sexual chemistry. Like, it's like mentally, he's not as into her. And Nicole said that she likes Kendall and Kendall and her have a lot in common, but she doesn't get butterflies from him. Which, you know what, this is like kind of like a side note. I don't believe that you always need to get butterflies. Like, sometimes getting that butterflies and getting that nervousness is like a red flag. And, you know, not me getting on my soapbox, but sometimes I think, especially when you're used to dealing with a lot of red flag guys, you're used to that kind of, just like Leah said, she's like, I kind of want to get that feeling like someone's driving me crazy, which that's not good. You know what I mean? If you're always unsure about somebody, I mean, some butterflies is good, but I think a lot of times we have a hard time telling the difference between butterflies that are like, I'm excited about you, you know, you make me feel good, and butterflies that are, I don't know where I stand, and it's this kind of roller coaster of excitement because there's always this push-pull, which isn't healthy. So I don't really, not to like judge Miguel too quickly, but I do feel like he might be a bit of a player. And this, hey, I'll eat my words if he ends up not being, but I do feel like he's a bit of a player. So I think Nicole should just be careful. Obviously, don't stay with someone you're not into. If she's not into Kendall, she's not into Kendall. That's fine. But, don't, if you like Kendall, don't jump ship too quickly for Miguel, because I'm just not sure. I'm not sure. I feel like he has made every girl feel basically like they're number one. Liv has no idea about this. Yeah, so I don't know. And so then pretty much I just write on my notes, Aaron and Kayla are so cute. Serena and Cordell are getting really cute. I'm like those, I'm really shipping those two couples. Aaron and what's her name? Kayla are really adorable. You can just tell that they feel like they're like best friends already. They feel like they're really good friends, and I like that. And same with Serena and Cordell. I feel like they're really good friends, but I feel like she's really falling for him now. And I love that for her. Like maybe she keeps saying, she's like, I'm a slow burn. She don't like when someone's just really up on her, and she likes a little bit more space, and he gave her that space. And so now she's kind of more able to see him romantically after not feeling. For her, I don't think he was smothering her, but for her, it's about like smothering. And I don't think without that space, she was able to get there. But now it does really seem like she's getting there. And I love that. So then Nicole ends up pulling Kayla and kind of talking to her about Miguel. And then Liv comes up and she just straight up tells her, because Liv says like, I know something's going on, just tell me. And she's like, okay, me and Miguel kissed. And Liv was, once again, I love Liv. I love this for her. I wonder if there's a part of this that almost like she's a bit too chill. I don't know. Like, is she a producer plant? I'm not going to say that because I like her. Maybe she's just a chill girl. She's just a chill girly. I'm not a chill girly. I'm kind of chill, but not as chill as her. I would, I aspire to be that chill. So yeah, I aspire to be as chill as Liv. And she was just really cute. She was like, hey, as long as you are straight up with me, I'm cool with it. Like, and then in the confessional, she says, hey, I'm happy for my girl. I want her to be happy. If that happiness is with Miguel, so be it. And I was like, okay, girly. That's giving growth. That's giving mature woman, And I love that. I love that. So then Connor pulls Janae to talk. And this conversation is pointless. He won't even admit that he pretty much never liked her, that he's been hurtful. He's saying like, oh, maybe I've thrown a little bit of shade. No, you've thrown a lot of shade at her. You've thrown a lot of shade at her. And she's trying to tell him, she's like, hey, he's like, well, I did tell you that I was going to get to know Leah. And she's trying to tell him, she's like, yeah, you told me that, but you didn't tell me that you were done with me, that now like us is just over. You never said anything about that. And he hasn't. He basically, so he doesn't want to admit that. Janae's getting very, very upset, which I understand. I would be very frustrated too. I'm like, hey, dude, you've been unbelievably rude to me. You've been throwing shade at me. You told me that you were interested in Leah, but you were still getting to know me, but you have done nothing to get to know me. All you've done is be really rude to me, making all these side comments under your breath and extremely loudly to my face. You're basically acting like you hate me. That's what he's acting. He's acting like he despises this girl that he was just in a couple with, that he acted like he liked. He is acting like he despises her. So she's getting really upset. And then Ariana walks in, and Ariana looks amazing. But Connor's like, I'd love to finish this conversation. And Janae's like, I don't want to, which I wouldn't want to either. I'm like, dude, you have no desire to take any responsibility for this. You have no desire to do that. So why would I keep having this conversation with you for you to just continuously make me feel bad and not take any responsibility? That conversation was pointless. It was pointless. I really don't like Connor. I really don't like him. I don't know what is up with him, but there is no reason for him to be treating this girl this badly. And honestly, Leah, I mean, she doesn't like him anyways, which I'm like, I don't know. But hey, any girl that does end up liking him, I think it's important for you to see how he treats Janae now, because that's what he has in him. Okay? That's what he has in him. So this episode's really good. This episode's really, really messy. So Ariana comes in and tells the couples that America has voted. And they have picked their bottom 3 couples, and they have picked their safe couples. So Liv and Miguel get to automatically sit down because Miguel just got in, so they're completely safe. Leah and Connor are safe. Kayla and Aaron are safe. And Serena and Cordell are safe. I don't really get why Leah and Connor are safe. Like, I'd want to see the numbers. Honestly, not me being like, let me recount those votes. Because I'm like, didn't you? But whatever. This is the first episode that we are seeing that Leah straight up has said that she doesn't like Connor. So maybe other people were a bit confused. Not everybody has, my clear vision where I could see straight away that she didn't like this man. But whatever. Okay. It's okay. Not everybody can see like me, So the unsafe couples, Janae and Hakeem, which I get. Janae doesn't like that man. Rob and Andrea, which I also get. Even though they do like each other, nobody likes them. Okay? Nobody likes them. Kendall and Nicole. I was a bit... somebody had to be the bottom. They definitely aren't the cutest, so that's fine. And then they have it. This show is messy for this. The boys get to decide which guy gets dumped, and the girls get to decide which girl gets dumped. And this is where what I love Liv for. The first thing she says is, Janae's not going. Janae has our backs. She's our girl. She's not leaving. She's had a hard run. And I'm like, yes. Love that. Stay by your girl. And you know what? Later on, everyone will be like, it is a popularity contest. Okay. It is a popularity contest. You need to make sure that you are getting to know everybody. You need to make sure that you're cool with the girls. You need to make sure that you're cool with the guys. If you want to stay in the villa, that's what this is. It's not just Love Island. It is Love Island, but it is a popularity contest. So if people don't like you, if the America doesn't like you, also if the people in the villa don't like you, then you're going to be going. Okay. That's just how it is. So who they end up kicking out, who the boys end up kicking out is Hakeem. And their decision made sense. It was because he doesn't really have that much of a connection with anybody. They don't even really feel like Janae and him are really that connected. It was logical. The girls decided to kick Andrea out. And yes, I agree that it wasn't the most quote unquote logical choice, but it was a choice. And I'm honestly fine with it. If they were gonna go with the logic of how the logic the boys used, then I do think it would have been Janae. But the way that the boys are acting is abysmal. It's gross. Aaron with these with this what is the word for it? With this waterfall of tears over this. Like, as soon as I said Andrea's name, he starts bawling. I'm like, do you like Andrea? I mean, obviously, and that's not the reason, but I'm just like, what is going on, dude? Like, calm down. Take a breath. Take a million breaths, okay? Just go walk off for a second. He is bawling. Rob is so unbelievably dramatic. It's like, this makes no sense. This makes no sense. Aaron's just yelling at the girls, being like, why did you do that? Blah, blah. Like, it doesn't make any sense for her to go, blah, 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 blah. And then I like the girls. Girls like, well, then who should have gone? Who should have gone? And I feel so bad for Janae because she's crying. She's like, I can tell that they're talking about me. They're talking about me. They think I should have gone. And yeah, girl, they are talking about you. They do think you should have gone. But you know what? Your girls had your back. You're still here. Not saying that I wouldn't be hurt by like all of this fanfare that's happening right now. All of these men being like so dramatic, screaming at the girls, getting mad. Rob being like, Rob's like, goes up with Andrea, holding her and being like, well, great, now you just kicked 3 people out. I was like, okay, bye. Pack up your stuff, pack up those overalls, pack up that Fisher hat, bye. Like, don't threaten me with a good time. I don't care if you're on my screen. Bye. Goodbye. Like, and you know what I hate? I already know. I know deep down, deep down, not even that deep. It's actually pretty high. Like, it's pretty high up here. I know he's not leaving. This man's not leaving. He is threatening for zero reason. He's threatening for zero reason. Aaron, sit down. Sit down. Stop trying to hold your boy back. You still have Keeler here. Do you not care about her at all? Like, why are you bawling this much? I don't get it. You guys have only known each other. How many days has it been? Like 13 days. So it's been like maybe almost 2 weeks. And I get it. Friendships can form pretty quickly. But like, this is the way that the men are acting. And they're always trying to say that the girls are dramatic. Okay, let's look at the men. This is dramatic. What the men are giving us right now, that's drama. That's drama. That is drama queen right there. That's mellow. Oh, actually, maybe is it melodramatic? It's melodramatic, okay? Which is never a good look. We like drama. Melodrama, we don't like. Okay, so that's the end of the episode. It's the end of episode 12. Janae's crying because she's happy to not be dumped. Aaron bawling. Rob is trying to act like he's crying, but he's not. Andrea is bawling. She's really sad. If I liked her, I'd feel worse. There's something about her I just don't like. I don't want to say that. I don't want to say I don't like her. I don't know her. I'm just not feeling her. I'm just not feeling her, okay? I don't really care that much about her story arc. But yeah, the boys are continuously being dramatic. Now we are on to episode 13. So the guys are all kind of talking around and they think the girls dumped Andrea because they didn't like the idea of Rob being happy. And maybe that's a little bit because Rob has dated Liv and Rob has dated Leah, and he's kind of done wrong by both of them. But I think the girls just like the other girls more, honestly. I'm not saying that wasn't a factor at all, but I think it was more that the girls just like the other girls more, honestly. And they were like, hey. And in their mind, they were like, they definitely didn't want to get rid of Janae. I think between Nicole and Andrea, they ended up saying that the reason why they picked Nicole to stay was because she's actually still getting to know people. And they felt like the whole reason of Love Island is to still be open, and especially so early I think they're supposed to be here for 6 weeks. And Andrea and Rob Andrea's only been here for 4 days. And her and Rob are already completely closed off. So that was their reasoning behind all this. And I'm not saying that like that would possibly be my reasoning. I mean, I think I just would have stood on business and been like, I don't really like this girl. I like the other two. So I wasn't like gonna get rid of my friend. And like, I have like no love lost for Rob, so I wasn't going to keep somebody for him. But in general, again, the guys are still being melodramatic. The guys are still being dramatic. The guys are still crying. Rob's still saying he's going to leave. And the guys are pretty much talking about how like, it should have been Janae that left. I mean, I love her, but like she's tried with, has it been with like 3 different men and there still hasn't been any connections. I mean, they're not wrong. She has tried with 3 different men. There really hasn't been a connection. She got rid of Coy, was it? I almost forgot who. It's been so long. Our silent giant Coy. She got rid of him. She was with Connor. Connor got rid of her. And then now she's with Hakeem, and they haven't had that much time to really be together. But also, I don't think that they were actually going to be anything. So, but I'm not loving how much they're gunning for Janae and being like, she should be gone or whatever. I'm like, guys, just chill, like have some decorum. Also, Rob, get your shirt out of your mouth. I don't know what this is. Like this, him like holding his shirt in his mouth and being like, oh, I'm leaving. I can't stay here. Blah, blah, blah. And also him saying the only reason that he's staying or that he thinks he would stay is because of Aaron. I'm like, what is going on? Guys, wasn't their whole argument and them yelling at, it's not Friendship Island. It's not Friendship Island. Then why would the whole reason you stay? Then don't stay. If the only reason you're staying is for Aaron and it's not Friendship Island, then don't be here. Like, bye. Honestly, leave. Okay? Leave. Rob and Andrea talk. And Andrea, this girl, makeup everywhere, mascara. I mean, we do have waterproof mascara. We do have waterproof eyeliner. I know it's not for everybody, but you might want to invest. You might want to invest because that makeup was everywhere. Everywhere. But you know what? She also didn't know that she was going to be crying. So, but it's just something, hindsight is 2020, something we should think about. Okay. Okay, Andrea. I'm not trying to like put more salt in the wound, but just, okay. So her and Rob are talking. And Rob is like, so what do you think I should do? I feel like I would be stupid for leaving. I don't think I'm going to leave. I'm not going to leave. Yeah, we all knew that. We all knew that. I mean, Andrea didn't because you made such a big deal. Like the dramatics were dramatic, okay? Like you made such a big deal. You were like, look at you guys. You just got rid of a 3rd person. But now you're telling her straight up, oh, well, actually, I think I'm going to stay. And you know what? Hey, if I'm still here for a few days and I'm still thinking about you and I'm like, oh, hey, I miss my girl. That just makes us stronger. What? You don't want to leave. Which, hey, you know what? I don't blame you, but you shouldn't have said anything. You shouldn't have told her that you were going to leave with her. You should have taken a step back. I understand you being upset, but don't tell somebody that you're going to leave with them when you're not. And you knew from the beginning you were not going to because you were screaming, blah, blah, blah. Why aren't you getting your suitcase and packing up? Stand on business, okay? If you're saying you're going to leave, leave. Start packing. Not once did he start packing. Not once did he even get his clothes out. He didn't even bring the luggage out. It wasn't even a good threat. He just said it and then literally did none of the steps that he would need to do to leave. So then Nicole makes a good point and she's like, Rob was yelling at us. And then I think he made it worse for my girl because she thought he was leaving with her. And then he ended up just saying, oh, he's like, well, what do you want me to do? And she's like, I selfishly want you to leave with me. And then he tells her, no, I'm not going to leave. So of course, I do think that he made it worse for her. All she wants to do is be with him. And he's like, well, I'm going to stay. I think I would regret it, which I do. I do think he would regret it. I mean, they're only here for a short time. And they're not only just here for love. They're here for clout. They're here for follows and likes and to be Instagram influencers, which like TikTok, Instagram, whatever, all the influences. And I've no hate against that. No hate against that. Like this is basically kind of what this is for. Also, if you end up meeting someone, cool, which there are people who have gotten married from these shows. But like, just be real. Okay. And then Aaron ends up saying, oh, did I yell at you, Kaylor? Yeah, you did. You did yell at her. And he ends up apologizing. And then he also ends up apologizing to the other girls. And the other girls are like, oh, it's okay. I would have been a lot more like, it wasn't okay. It wasn't okay. The way that you spoke to us wasn't okay. We all had to make a decision. And that was our decision to make. Whether you agreed with it or not, that's really not on you to decide if we made a good decision or not. It also wasn't cool for how you were treating Janae. It wasn't cool how you were basically screaming at the top of the, screaming at the what's it called? Screaming loudly that pretty much she should go. That's rude. You thought it was rude what we did. What you did was rude. So then Rob still trying to get his Emmy. Rob is still trying to get his Emmy with these dramatics. He ended up being like, I'm going to sleep in soul ties with those dirty overalls and that hat. And I'm like, okay, go sleep in soul ties. Go sleep in that dirty bed, outside bed, whatever. Then a little earlier in the night, I love Liv, but she's messy. This is also kind of like I love Liv. So Liv tells, who does she tell? Liv tells Nicole, you know what? Hey, emotions are high. This is a really good time to tell Kendall that you kissed Miguel. Is it? Is it a good time to tell him? I don't think it is. I think it's probably like the worst time to tell him. So Nicole goes and pulls Kendall and she's like, he's like, yeah, emotions are high. Like, I don't know how to feel. I'm kind of sad. And she's like, well, about that. I'm like, what were you thinking? Hey, you're already upset. So I thought, you know what? And let's like you're already in this headspace, in this negative headspace. Let's just like use that. I don't want to get you in a negative headspace later. You're already here. I'm just going to like dump this luggage right next to the luggage you're upset about. Okay. Like whatever. You're already on this trip. Let's just use it now. I'm like, hey, whatever. I mean, it's not what I would have done. But you do you, girl. So she drops off this luggage and tells him, hey, so I kissed Miguel, but I still want to get to know both of you. Kendall, like you could tell that like broke his heart. I mean, he's been on Nicole all day. He's been stressing literally all day and all yesterday about Miguel. So he ends up saying, he's like, I guess I didn't realize, in the confessional, he ends up saying, I guess I didn't realize like that they were already at that kissing level. And then while he's in bed, Miguel comes into bed and he tells him, oh yeah, so she says she's going to stay with you for now. And, but she did say that like, if there was a recoupling, she'd be open to coupling up with me. Okay. So what I'm hearing is no one just like, these boys don't care about each other's feelings. I mean, other than Aaron and Rob obviously like just love each other, but you didn't want to like soft blow it. You didn't want to like let him down easily. Okay. I mean, hey, it's not my style, but like, I'm not the one in there. So you straight up told him she's with you for now, but she said she wanted to couple up with me later. Kendall is saying, what he said, I'm going to read this straight up. He doesn't want to spend any more energy on this B, but he said the full word. And back to square one. He said that loud and clear. I don't want to spend any more energy on this B. Back to square one. He didn't stutter, clear as day. And then you see her get into bed with him and he's like, stank facing her, not talking to her. Nicole's like, just going over. She can tell, she can feel the energy. I mean, the whole world can feel the energy that Kendall is literally mean mugging this girl. So we'll see what happens. But I kind of feel like Kendall's basically done. And I think he's still going to go. I think he's still going to like be with her. But he's not, just like what happened with him and Hannah, the Hannah Hakeem thing, he's just really not about that life. I don't really feel like Love Island is for him because he's not really about the sharing. As soon as there's another interest, and as soon as the girl has another interest, he's done with them. Which I mean, like, hey, I mean, that's fine. Like, you know your worth. You're like, I'm not going to be, he doesn't want like to be a second choice. But I think it's kind of like the Hannah thing is happening all over again. But I think he liked Nicole. I think he definitely liked Nicole more than he liked Hannah. But it's kind of all happening all over again. And it does feel kind of like he's pretty much done with her. But we'll see. We'll see. So then the next day happens. You know, it's morning. Girls are getting dressed. And they're talking about how Rob didn't leave. And it was hilarious. And now, like, pretty much Leah and all of them are making fun of him, being like, now you're sending 3 home. And what did Leah say? She's like, now you're sending 3 home, but he's still in his overalls. And they all said that he kind of got Andrea's hopes up. And he shouldn't have done that. He shouldn't have done that. If he didn't say that he was going to leave with her, Andrea would have still been upset, but I think it compounded things where she was upset. Then she thought he was leaving with her. And then he ended up being like, he's not leaving with her. And he's like, but you know, I'm going to still get to know other people. And hey, if I'm still thinking about you, then I can leave then. And like, then we know like our relationship's stronger. And Andrea's like crying, being like, oh, so you're still going to try to get with other girls? So I think it just made it worse for sure. Kendall is pissed, very pissed at Nicole. He's not talking all day. Nicole starts crying and she's like, I don't know. I feel like I'm upset that Andrea left. I'm also upset because Kendall, like, he just hasn't talked to me all morning and he's acting really weird with me. And like, she's like, I respect that maybe he needs some time, but he said it wouldn't be different between us. And now he's acting different. He's acting like I've done something wrong. And I would feel the same way too. Like if this was me, I would be upset. Because I do think that she still likes both of them. I do think she's leaning more towards Miguel. Miguel is more of her physical type. And also he is smooth. Miguel is very, very smooth. It would be hard not to fall for him, for sure. And I think Kendall's more of like, he's attractive, but he's more like she said, she's like, I feel really comfortable with Kendall. Kendall is just more comforting. He's like jokey. He doesn't have as much of that like smooth, like butter is, like Miguel does. And that like giving you straight up crazy butterflies, like, oh my God. And I'm not saying that Miguel is the right one, but I do think it's really easy to kind of gravitate towards him. And then Rob is talking about how he's never cried so much in his life. So that night under the deck, when you like went into the water and hid, those tears, that wasn't a lot. But the thing is, I honestly really didn't really see many tears from him last night. So, I don't know. Okay. Yeah, Kendall ends up, I can't remember who he was talking to, but he was saying he feels kind of stupid now that he's shared, I think he was talking to Rob. He feels kind of stupid now that he shared all this stuff with Nicole. And I was like, what did you share? I mean, what kind of things were you guys talking about? I mean, like, we didn't get to see it. They haven't really showed us a lot of like their intimate conversations. So like, what did you share, Kendall? Like, what's the tea? So I guess he like bared his heart a little bit to Nicole. And so he's feeling a little stupid, which, hey, you know, I understand that. But it does really feel like he's kind of done with her. Yeah, that's the feeling I'm getting. I'm feeling like he's kind of done with her. The next scene is Connor pulls Leah and he finally asks, after at least one of the guys finally asks, where were the girls' head at when they made this decision? And Leah ends up saying that they picked Janae because, I'm going to read this, because Janae has been trying to get to know everyone and she's gotten the short end of the stick, but she still deserves to find love. So I'm like, okay. And then she says Nicole's in the middle of getting to know Kendall and Miguel. And so that's still in the process. And then she says Andrea was closed off to meeting anyone. And they felt like the point of the show was for people to still like get to know everyone. Like the whole point is for all of us to continue to get to know everyone and to have our couplings be tested. And either it's tested and you stay together, but if you're just completely closed off, you're like, I'm only going to get to know Rob. I refuse to get to know anyone else. And there's kind of no point in you being here. I agree and I disagree. I feel like it's a reason. I feel like it's a reason. I'm cool with the reason. I understand how they got there because they're like, hey, if you guys are just not going to get to know anybody else, then you're just, the whole point of the show is to find a match. The point of the show is to find a match, is to hopefully find a connection and get to know that connection. But it is also for you it's for entertainment. It's for, for things to be tested. So I agree. He then says he agrees with Leah. He understands. Good for you. But he explains that they all thought, all the men, he isn't able to give any names, but we kind of all saw, all the men felt that Leah and Liv kicked Andrea out because they like kind of hate Rob and what Rob did to them. And Andrea's pissed. Not Andrea, sorry. Leah's pissed because she's like, hey, I've been nothing but respectful of Rob and Andrea's relationship. And that's true. You really have not seen her throw any shade towards Rob or Andrea. She talked about Rob to everybody, but she was saying, I never talked about, even when you saw Andrea talking about Rob and Leah was there, she didn't say anything. She didn't make weird faces. She was she just respected that they were in a couple, even though it was hurting her. And I feel like that was and still is very mature of her. So I get why she's like, hey, that's not cool because, and even Liv hasn't done anything about the Rob and Leah, when Rob dumped her for Leah. And then now when Rob was with Andrea, she also was respectful of that relationship. So their whole thing about they're just trying to get back at Rob. I don't think that that's the case. I don't think it was they're trying to get back at her. I do think part of it was that they liked, Janae was never going for them. They loved Janae. Janae was never leaving. I think between Nicole, and then they had to make a decision on how they were going to pick who was leaving. And between Nicole and Andrea, they were like, okay, well, Nicole is still getting to know people. And they felt like this was more part of the spirit of the experiment. So then, I love Serena. So then Leah goes and talks to Serena and she's telling her, she's like, yeah, so they felt like all the boys feel like Liv and I are the reason why Andrea left because we were mad at Rob and we hate Rob. And Serena's like, I'm not doing this. There's nothing that, she's like, I'm not doing this. There's nothing that's going to bring this girl back. What are we going to do? And I'm like, exactly. It's the next day. Let's move on. Nothing, like Serena said, there's nothing that's going to bring this girl back. So she's like, I'm not going to keep doing this all day long, us defending our choices. And I'd be the same way. I'm not going to continue to defend my choice all day long. She's gone. She's not coming back. The decision we made is a decision we made. Finito. So then Leah then goes over and stands on the daybeds. I think Kendall and Aaron are there. And she's like, so guys, I heard that you thought that me and Liv were the reason why Andrea left because we were just plotting. We were just plotting against her because I want to get with Rob and blah, blah, blah. And this is just my evil plan. So did any of you guys say that? Did any of you guys say that? Kendall and Aaron look like scared. They look scared. And Kendall's like, I sure as hell didn't. He's just like trying to inch his way away from her. He's like, okay, this is scary. Leah's like, fine. Leah walks away. Janae is messy. Janae's a little bit messy. She's like, so she's into Rob, right? Even though Leah just said, I don't like him. I mean, nobody believed you, honey. Okay. But Janae's like, so she's into Rob. And then Aaron's like, I mean, she just said, she's like, I mean, I know she's what she said, but she talks about him all the time. And I'm like, girl, you're not even gonna let your girl have just like any moments of denial. Like just none. We're just like spilling all her tea out there. I mean, obviously everybody already knew. Everybody already knew, the guys know. But Janae is just so she likes Rob, right? I don't hate it. Okay, so it's nighttime now. And Rob pulls Janae for a chat. And he's like, how are you? And Janae's like, I'm just grateful to be here. A win, she's basically like, a win is a win. I'm just grateful to be considered. And he ends up giving her a hug and being like, oh, I think you're so awesome, blah, 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 whatever. And then she asked, like, I know it's none of my business, but I'm glad she asked this because all of us want to know. But she's like, I know this is none of my business, but why didn't you leave with Andrea? Yeah, Rob, why didn't you leave with Andrea? And he said because he feels like he would have regretted it if he left. And honestly, I agree with him. I don't think he should have left. You've only known this girl for 4 days. The whole point of this experiment is to get to know people. I mean, honestly, you guys should have just exchanged numbers and been done with it. And been like, hey, I'll call you on the outside. Like, that's still a possibility. Exchange your numbers, exchange Instagrams, exchange TikToks. And then on the outside of it, if you still didn't meet up with anybody, go talk to your girl. But the issue, the reason why Rob was wrong, it's not that he stayed, is that he made this whole declaration that he was leaving with Andrea. That was the messy part. That was the wrong part. Him staying made sense. Then she ends up asking him, like, do you see yourself getting back with Leah? And Rob said he never stopped liking Leah. He never said that there wasn't, they do still have a really good connection. But he was like, but her and Connor, I feel like, I don't want to step on any toes. And then Janae tells him, well, it's not like what it seems. I don't think they actually really have that great of a connection. I'm like, Janae, stop giving all the secrets. Well, whatever. And he's like, yeah, but I would feel bad for Connor. And I know Janae's just like, well, we'll just, excited to see what happens. She's just stirring that pot. Rob says that he doesn't see himself opening up to Leah as an option. And he says he's definitely still open, but he doesn't feel like he's open to her. I think, which is fair. I never really felt like Rob liked Leah that much. I think he liked her, but he definitely liked Andrea more, for sure. I personally think they should leave that in the past. I don't think, Leah, don't get your heart broken again and go after Rob. Is she going to listen to that? No, I don't think she's going to listen to that. I think she's going to try. Then Serena and Cordell end up they're just really cute. I definitely feel like Serena and Cordell are a thing now. They're really a thing. You can tell they have this like beautiful kiss. She's like, now don't go biting my bottom lip. I'm like, mm. And she's like, and don't go kissing my neck because my mom's watching. I was like, it's just so flirty. And he tried to do this thing where he was like trying to act like, he's like, oh, I got to talk to you. I got to talk something serious. And she's like, shut up. She's like, I already know. She's like, I can tell straight up that you were like, you're just trying to mess with me. And then they have this really cute kiss. And it was a kiss. Like, this wasn't like this was like he was into it and she was into it. Okay. And then they do this little dance together. They are just so cute. I'm loving this arc. I'm loving this, how this relationship is really forming. I feel like she's really into him now. He's always been into her, but I feel like she really sees him now. And it's a real relationship. It's a real relationship. I'm seeing it now. So then Leah pulls Rob for a chat. And they go talk. And Aaron is still upset. And I'm just like, dude, chill. Okay? Chill. Like, he's just like, he's telling Kaylor, if she goes after Rob now, it would just be so spiteful to Andrea. It just would be really spiteful if she now goes after Rob. Get over it, dude. Like, get over it. Why do you care? Andrea's gone. Was Andrea your best friend? Like, why are you sticking up for Andrea so much? She is gone. This is also the point of the show. People get dumped. Feelings get hurt. Okay? Why are you so upset? You're more upset than Rob is. Aaron, you are more upset than Rob is. It's weird. Okay? You're being weird. And then you see Connor sees him upstairs, and Connor's nostrils are flaring. He looks like a bull. He is angry. So we see Leah and Rob talk, and she's like, I just want you to know I took a back seat to that situation. I wasn't like the one who I really want to make sure that I wasn't guiding the decision. I'm like, no. I was like, I don't feel like you were guiding it, but I don't think you took a back seat. So many girls this episode were like trying to be like, it wasn't really me. Okay. I'm like, guys, can we just be real? Can we just be real? And you just stand and you just be firm and stand by your decision. Let's not do this like waffling just because the guys are being dramatic. Okay. And she ends up saying, she's like, so she's saying, she's telling him that I stood back, and she's like, Rob's saying and she's like, I didn't do this out of spite, and do this because I hated you. And he's saying, I did not think that. Like, I did not think that, which, I mean, I think he did think that, but I think now he's just like kind of over it. And he said he understands where her head was and where the girl's head were. And he doesn't think that she was being vindictive, yada, yada. And I don't know. They're just kind of having this kind of coy conversation. She's like, I was really respectful to your relationship. And, I think it's just more like you were happier than me. And he's like, happier than you. And he's like, oh, I didn't realize you weren't happy. She's like, no, I'm happy. But like, pretty much she's saying to him, you were more into Andrea than I was into Connor. So like, in the end, your switch up was kind of better for you than it was for me, which is fair. I think it was too. She's not enamored with Connor. I think she likes him as a person, but she doesn't like him. He's not giving her any, I mean, she straight up says she likes a bit of toxicity, and Rob's a bit more than a bit of toxic. So she likes that, I don't know where I stand feeling, and Connor's not giving that her. So she's like, and then I don't know, Rob ends up saying something like, what? He's like, what are you thinking? She's like, what are you thinking? And then they're staring at each other. He's like, I'm not going to say that. I'm like, say it, dude. I mean, we already know what you're saying. You're pretty much, you guys are giving each other googly eyes, and you like each other. How long has it been since Andrea left? How quickly has this guy already started giving googly eyes to Leah? So quick. This is why I'm just like, he's just fake. Rob is just fake. I thought you were so sad about Andrea, but you're literally looking lovingly into Leah's eyes, saying like, oh, I can't say this. Oh, I'm scared of our conversation. Get out of here. Get all the way out of here. Okay. Aaron goes and talks to Connor because he's like, let me tell us what's her name. There's so many K's in this. Cordell, there's Kaylor. So Aaron's like, I'm going to go talk to Connor. He looks really upset. And Connor's telling you, like, it just sucks to see them up there. Like, I'm not stupid. You can tell that they still like each other. And he's like, I just would really like to know, like, I'd want to talk to Leah and be like, what was this conversation that you had with Rob? I mean, and I would honestly, I get it. If I was Connor, I would be really upset. I'd be like, oh my God. So as soon as Andrea leaves, as soon as the person that was occupying the guy that you really want leaves, you're like, let me go talk to him. I mean, and she was quick. It's only been one night since Andrea left, and she's already pulling him, and they're being like, what? What are you thinking? What are you thinking? So yeah, I mean, he sees it. He knows that she hasn't been acting like that with him. She hasn't been cutesy with him. She's not being all flirty and coy with him. So he can tell the difference between the way she's looking at Rob and the way she's looked at him. So I really hope that they don't get back together, because I don't think that's a good mix. But 3 new bombshells are coming in, and one of them says she's coming after Rob. She's cute. She's a cute girl, blonde, which I don't know if like he said blondes were his type, but Andrea was also blonde. I never get this whole thing like blondes. My type is blonde or my type is brunette. I was like, how is a hair color your type? Like, how is a hair color your type? That's weird to me. That's so weird to me. But this girl that's coming in is really cute. The 2 guys that are coming in are very cute. I'm hoping one of them is there for Janae. Okay? Just like somebody, okay? Somebody be there for Janae, okay? Please. Yeah. So that was the end of episode 13, which is really 12. Whatever. I kind of hate how they do this numbering thing. Aftersun is basically a different show. I don't know why they put it as it's episode 12. It's not episode 12. It's Aftersun. But whatever. That's just me being nitpicky. So this was the end of episode 12. And we'll see. There's some new bombshells that are going to come in. Kaylor and Aaron still super strong. Liv, who's Liv with now? Liv is with Miguel. Miguel is obviously feeling Nicole. I think basically, what do I think? I think basically Miguel and Liv there's nothing going to be with them. I think Miguel is going to jump to Nicole as soon as possible. I think Kendall is basically done with Nicole, but also, and maybe because he's kind of being standoffish, maybe I don't know if Nicole likes that kind of toxicity, if she's like going to be leaning in more because he's pulled away. But she definitely likes Miguel more. Miguel isn't stopping pushing for her. And Kendall seems to be like pulling a little bit away. I mean, at the end of this episode, they did end up talking, and she's like, I kind of miss talking to you. And he's like, oh, did you? He just seems kind of like he's done. Then Sharina and Cordell, they seem like they're going very strong. They're so cute. They're just so cute. Then there's Leah and Connor. That's not going anywhere. Leah said herself, she's waiting for a bombshell to come in for her. And so I think either she's going to like a bombshell or her and Rob are going to get back together. And if her and Rob get back together, I don't see that working out. But hey, I mean, I'm not clairvoyant, but I don't see that working out. So it's either they somehow get back together, but then someone turns Rob's head. I don't know. I do think if she doesn't find anyone in this next bombshell, she'll stick with Connor until she finds someone else. Connor's just a placeholder to her. I do feel, like I said, like this much bad for Connor. That's it. Just this much bad for Connor. He's rude. He's been rude to Janae. He's not mature enough to be like, yeah, I've been kind of crappy to you. I've been making comments left and right, throwing shade left and right at you. I lied to you and I said that I'm pursuing both you and Leah, but then I just went and just pursued Leah and acted like you didn't exist. And the only time I acted like you existed was to be absolutely abysmal and cruel to you. So whatever. I don't care about Connor. I don't like men who do that. Okay. And Janae, we're just hoping someone comes for her. Someone come for my girl. I like her. I think she's beautiful. She's definitely just like Liv. Her and Liv are girls. They have their friends' backs. And so I just want that to be rewarded, you know? And then I think that's it. I think that was it. Aaron and Kaylor. Serena and Aaron. No, it's not Serena and Aaron. Serena and Cordell. Rob is by himself now. Janae is by herself now. Liv is with Miguel for now. Kendall is with Nicole for now. And then, who was the last one? I think that's it. I might have missed somebody, but I don't know. So thanks for watching this video, and I appreciate everyone who watched till the end. Please, if you like this video, please like and subscribe. What do they say? Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Please. Pretty please. I'm going to continue to put out more videos. I'm going to try to do Love is Blind Brazil. Right now, it's seeming like I might not have the time, but I'm going to continue to send out these Love Island videos, and we'll go from there. Okay. But please like, please subscribe. I love these chats of ours. Okay, guys, I love these chats of ours, and love you, mean it.